Yes, people, what's happening? Long time since, not a long time, but long enough time since I heard my voice. Before I might share a few things with you guys, some things I've been going through. Some things I think, right, I'm starting to realise to myself is just a bloody shame. You know, some people are just deluded, confused, and just need to really sit down and have a break. You get what I'm saying? Like, oh gosh, I don't even know where to start, but I just want to thank you all for tuning in, and thank those of you that have downloaded. Thank you for downloading. I'm on Instagram now, guys. We're on Instagram. I've got a couple of posts up there. Find me Truth Talk on Insta and follow me, please. That'd be great. Want to big up DG Electro. If you need a phone, a handset of any brand new, high end, low end, second hand. They're not second hand. They're like ex corporate phones that's been refurbished. Go to DG Electro on Facebook, and also the website is www.dgelectroz.co.uk, and see what they work with and buy some stuff from there, man. They're good friends of mine. Start up business, already VAT, only been going a year, so they're doing their thing, so I want to big them up. So yeah man, where can I want to big up Leon, the guy that edits my show. Big up Michael, who allows me to air my show on his radio station, Deep Sound Radio. Let's get into this quick time. I want to big up my cousin Ashley. He always listens to my show and gets back to me with some serious stuff, and that makes me sit down and think, actually. So big up Ash, what are you saying, fam? So yeah, I just want to talk about some stuff I've just recently found out, and I quite find it disturbing. I think jealousy is one of the biggest killers of people ever. If we look back through history, most wars, all types of slavery was based on someone else getting someone else's stuff because they wanted, because they were jealous that they didn't have but they have. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to enslave them and take all their stuff and go on like it's mine, and then put them in debt to me over it. You get me? That and religion. That's why I don't do it both. I try. It's not like jealousy doesn't reach everybody. You know, the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So every sin that reaches a man that he does also reaches me. You understand? I have a choice whether I accept that decision or deflect that decision. You get me? There's a little bit of a fight sometimes, especially when I lose my temper, like we all do. Should I slap him? Should I shoot him? You know what I want? Sometimes you have to just count to 10 and 20. Sometimes 30. You get me? To calm right down. But like I said, every mentality that some people have accepted, jealousy, bad, all type of bad mindedness, it comes to every man, because the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun. So every man experiences these things, but it's what one does with it that makes the big difference. You get me? You can rule over certain mindsets that come to you, that come knocking on your door. You don't have to roll with jealousy and bad mind and, you know, vengeance and all that. You don't have to really roll with it. Adultery or cheating, you know what I mean? All them things that we'll go through and we'll do in different ways. We don't have to roll with it. We just choose to. You got me? So anyway, as I told you, I started this new gym. I got to talk about this. And I feel like there's a particular coach in there who's, I don't know how to really word it, might be a bit envious of me. a bit revengeful. I didn't done nothing, but he feels that because I've trained someone he was training that I was oblivious to, and we've all been allocated training fighters. Now he's trying to take one of my fighters, which I'm not really bothered about. I'm not. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like the less stress the better. Number one. Number two, my first approach with everybody is to build relationship. Never. Some people, you see some control freaks, right? How they start off is they try to give you all the answers they have, all the answers to all your questions. Yeah, and what they're doing is teaching you, building up trust, and make you can rely on them. So then what starts to happen is now they start to talk and dictate into your life. I don't come from that angle. My angle is always relationship, friendship. You get me? Let's set up barriers from there, and then we can go forward. So sometimes I get shit done and laugh at people. You get me? People will come out and say all type of things. Just like if a man wants a girl, he's telling her all type of things to get her where he wants her to be. Yeah? People do this in all walks of life. To get what they want, they'll tell you anything. You just gotta be smart enough to see through the BS. You got what I'm saying? So I'm having to deal with this guy, and it's a bit difficult because I just wanna. It's all undercover, but because I can see it blatantly, I want to tell him all about himself. But I'm playing it calm. I'm keeping it cool because, like I said, everything with me comes from relationship, and whoever I'm supposed to have. This is another thing I'm doing in my life. Whatever I'm supposed to have, I will have. And it doesn't matter who's gonna take it from me. And that's the same with you guys. Whatever you're supposed to have, you're gonna get, and no one can't take it from you. You know what I mean? If people would just get over themselves, yeah, and just compete with themselves, because there's another D. There's no other Dino out there. There's no other person like me that can do what I do. So I don't have to worry about nothing. I just have to do my thing. You got what I'm saying? I don't have to be competing with you to do me. You know, then I just do me. We could be in the same field, yeah, but I can do it my way. Like I got a brethren. He's wicked at music production. I love it. Yeah, I love his production. But he tells me a drama that goes on within the industry with him. But I'm telling you, this guy is so phenomenal. Yeah. Production is called Neo Sheiks. He is heavy, in my opinion. The best sound guy I've heard, and barring my friend Mr. Math, he is phenomenal. You know what I mean? What he does, he don't care. He just gets on with it because he competes with himself. He bypassed everybody, and he's actually thriving right now. He's really thriving. You understand? So some people should just get over themselves and just not watch anybody else and just do them. It's hard to do when you got somebody being an idiot right next to you. But you know what I mean? It's part and parcel of everyday life, but it's annoying. And I guess wish people would just get over themselves and just concentrate on doing them. I got over 20 years of fight experience that I'm bringing to these kids. Successful fight experience too. So I'm not fuss, and I don't watch any other coach because I know what I bring to the table. You see what I'm saying? You see my confidence? I know what I am bringing. I don't need to watch to my left or to my right because I know what I'm bringing. If people had that attitude, I think there'll be a less of this jealousy thing going on. You know what I mean? Anyway, walked in the house the other day. Went to go see my mum. And I walked in the house the other day, and she goes to me, she gave me a piece of paper. I was on the phone when I walked in. She gave me the piece of paper, and I'm thinking, I could see the words. I read it, but because I'm on the phone, I won't concentrate. Anyway, when I stopped coming off the phone, I looked at it. It said parental alienation. Yeah, man them, please pay attention. Parental alienation. It is when a parent badmouth the other parent to the child, causing them and the child to side against the other parent. Men, the Dutch sound familiar. Parental alienation. Let me tell you something, okay? Again, most times, in some cases, it's down to, I think, the woman jealous, doesn't want the parent, the other parent getting to know the child, because they know that because that parent is not as messed up as they're making them out to be. They don't want that child seeing the light, so they keep them in the dark and keep the other guy as an idiot, or the other mom as an idiot. Other times it's the parent just using the child as a weapon, and really and truly not realizing that they are destroying that child's life and their outlook on the world. That is something to think about. A man said to me one time, he said, don't ever get with a woman that doesn't have good relationship with a man or with their father, or just can't get on with men. And I was like, at the time I was like, okay, yeah. Then he says to me, when you're going to get with a woman, yeah, make sure, if there's no men in the house, if there's no men in any of their houses and it's just full of women, be careful. And then he says to me, when you're going to go get with a woman, get to know the mother, if the grandmother is possible, and the sister. Find out what you're working with before you actually move in and settle down. And he was quite passionate about what he was saying to me. And I kind of understand now what he's saying. I mean, in most cases, parental alienation happens when women have the children. In most cases, not in every case, and they just talk and go in a way negatively towards the dad, and the child grows up seeing it and most times act out that way. And like again, there's no need for it. And it's so damaging that one had to reflect on what that man was trying to say to me, because he was saying to me, bro, if the woman doesn't get on with any man, not even her father, how do you expect her to get on with you? Then he was saying, if there's no men in the family, do you expect her to stay in that family? And then he was saying to me, get to know the mother and grandmother, because them two people, your girlfriend is going to be a reflection of them two people. Go and find out if you can handle that. Do you see what I'm saying? And in most cases, nowadays, I feel I might have to take that man's advice. You get me, and kind of check what's going on before I move in for the queue. But this parental alienation is a big thing. It affects the children in many ways. Like I said, they have especially if they're female and they don't get on with their father, they're less likely to get on with any other man in their life. Unless, obviously, if it's abuse and all that stuff, then, of course, to keep each other away. But if it's deliberately, you're looking down at the man in front of your child and teaching your child that type of behaviour, we're going to have more single mothers out here. And we don't really need that. You get what I'm saying? And I think that mothers and fathers that do this should really check themselves. Because again, on the flip side, if the boy doesn't have a good relationship with his mother because of parental alienation, he's never going to be able to settle down. He's not going to know how to deal with a woman. He's not going to know what to do. You know what I mean? And his outlook and opinion on life is always going to be biased, and you could become what's that word? That man that rules over their women. Yeah, you know that like you cheese them up and bust them up and just don't care. And if you want to get biblical on this one, when Adam met the apple and God was cursing man, that was one of the curses. Yeah, he said, people always quote this, by the sweat of your brow you shall eat bread. That was a curse. Life was easy before them let the apple. Yeah? But then he goes on to say, woman, you shall love your man, but he will rule over you. It was a curse. And these type of things, it might sound like I'm being funny, but these type of things kind of invoke that type of behavior in men and women. You know what I mean? Invoke that curse. When it's really, if we just check ourselves, we can eliminate things. You know what I mean? We could just allow it all and just get on. Even I like them. I like them women that understand, and them men that understand that. Okay, we're not together, but we're going to be civil for the children, and everything is still done behind closed doors. Whether the cussing and shouting and screaming is going on, the kid is none the wiser. That is, to me, good parenting. I don't want to say perfect parenting, but it's good parenting because the child is not affected, and the child does not grow up with a warped imagination of how things should be. You know what I mean? I think with all the stuff going on with the children, with knife crime still being quite high, and children being on drugs and all type of other things, like where I coach boxing now, I hear some stuff that make me wanna, boy, it's a tearjerker. I'm not one to cry, but why you see these young men walking into the place and they have some stories. Yeah, one of them make me have to sit down. I have to sit down. When the man finished talking to me, I have to take a seat. I think, wow, is this really going on? It's deep out here. You get what I'm saying? So we don't need any more. To be honest with you, we don't need any more drama for the kids. I mean, we know how hard it is as parents, and we need to give our children the best possible start ever. Even if it's not financially, characteristically, I can't get my words out. Their character, yeah, they need to give them the best character possible, the best education possible. My dad used to say to me before he died, he'd say to me, you can have nothing, but as long as you got good manners and character, you will get farther than the man with money. You know what I mean? And I think that's true. Even though I'm not broke, I'm not on my face, but because I've got good character and good manners and everything, people just gel to me. You understand? And doors just open up for me. So I try not to worry about things because I know that I'm alright. But, you know, getting myself there, because I had a bad start, getting myself there, it's been a long process, but I've been blessed with it. But it's not everybody that can go through them kind of determination and disciplines to get themselves thinking straight. You know, some people actually need both parents to be on board. Loads of children need their parents to be straight and on board and get things done. It's very, very, very scary and very unfair on the child when the child is innocent but being pulled into a war and having to choose sides, in some cases forced to choose sides, where this parental alienation is concerned, is forced to choose a side against the other parent. And it takes two to tango. If they didn't tango, that youth wouldn't be here. But now that youth hates the other parent because of the other parent. And it's unfair. Like I said, if there's abuse and madness going on, that's different. But some people are just not given the chance, and some people are trying their best, and it's draining. And it's unfulfilling to fight for your own child. You know what I mean? It's unfair for all those that are fighting for their children to make sure their children actually are in good stead and have the best possible start, with or without money. It's unfair, you know. So I just want to, leave that with food for thought, because like I keep saying, the children really need us, and we're the adults. We've been here longer than them, so we need to start teaching them. And if we get it wrong, they go wrong, and then it goes on and on, because they're only going to teach their child what they know, and we don't need no more madnesses out there. So I hope you also stay blessed. I hope I made sense, and catch you on the other side. Bless up.
Chemist Records.
No power, I liquid. Here. Yo, chemist. World where we living, I it crazy. Now for do them nothing for them mate way. Me I wanna live my life, but keep a smile on my face, just to trick the off them. I will tell ya. And if I want thing in a life, don't just have suffering. I'ma not stop win, make it kill off them, they soof them. Winning and winning and winning. Because them they like me, that's why them always a fight me. Yeah. Every day we rise and see the sun, you know that it's a win. The fans them say liquid, now I go and do nothing. This a fire where you burn, straight from within. Get a youth, well blessed, car mama never sin. We work hard, enough for them, now we make it. Get me CJ Blue, them now I you take it. Over 3 points, me know them not get it. The big 4-4, me nah left it. Keep a smile on my face, just to trick the piece of them. I will tell ya. And if I want thing in a life, don't just have suffer.
You can find this podcast on the iTunes Store, the Apple Podcast app, Google Play Store, and all other leading podcast apps. Just search for True Talk Podcast, which is hosted by Deep Sound Radio. Hit the subscribe or follow button when you find it. That way you'll get a notification when each new episode has landed every Monday morning. Alternatively, you can listen via the website on deepsoundradio.com and click on True Talk in the podcast menu.